How about them Cowboys? Am I right, Squidward? I'm pretty sure he agrees. But wait, Squidward, where's your hat? There we go. Full cowboy. And now we are ready to break down this roster. And so today we're gonna start out with James Washington here, at the top of the list. He's over, they brought him over from the Steelers. He's not really a number one guy, but I consider him kind of a solid number three guy. His best year is in 2019, where he had 44 catches for 735 yards. So he hasn't really performed better than that. So, yeah, third guy in my opinion. He's only started 25 of the 60 games. Uh, so I don't know. I don't know. He's okay. But then we're gonna move on to Cavante Turpin. This dude is a beast. Freaking 2 return touchdowns in the preseason this year. That is freaking awesome. He has made a spot as a return guy here, but it'd also be cool to see him do something on offense as well. And then we got Jalen Tolbert here. He's their third round pick this year. I think he'd be pretty good. He had a nice 19-yard catch in the preseason against the Chargers. It's pretty good. Um, but when he was in college, he also had 1,085 yards and 6 touchdowns. Well, I guess that was in 2020. That's not bad at all. And then in 2021, he had 1,474 yards and 8 touchdowns. So he got better from 2020 to 2021. Solid improvement. So that's awesome. I think he could be really good here. And then you got CD Lamb right below him. This guy was a pretty great draft pick, in my opinion. He may have a few drops, but I mean, it happens. He's still only 23 years old. He's pretty good. Um, but I've seen him burn some people as well. He just got missed. Like, I seen him burn people, and then Dak missed him. So I don't know. This guy could burn people. So watch out for that. He was a first round pick in 2020, and I think he'll definitely live up to that. So that would be kind of cool. He had 1,102 yards last season with 6 touchdowns. It's not bad. And with him being missed a couple times, like I said, he should have even had more stats or better stats. So I don't know. He is a really solid guy here. Him, Michael Gallup, James Washington, Jalen Tolbert, Cavante Turpin. That's a pretty solid receiving core. Like, I was kind of sad Amari Cooper left, but now looking at these guys, kind of thinking about it, they're not bad at all. And they also brought in this undrafted rookie, Dennis Houston. This year he's undrafted. He's pretty good, same age as CeeDee Lamb, and he's a rookie. So I don't know. That goes to show you how good CeeDee Lamb is as well for that age. I don't know, craziness. But anyway, back on topic. Dennis Houston, he had 90 catches for 1,015 yards last season. So that could be pretty like valuable. I don't know. As your like fourth or fifth guy, I don't know. That could be pretty good. I gotta stop saying that. Michael Gallup is our next guy we're gonna dig into real quick. And he is kinda interesting. Like, they decided to keep Michael Gallup over Amari Cooper, which Michael Gallup was probably a little less expensive, but Amari Cooper would probably be the one I would have kept. Michael Gallup got injured, and he's never been like too crazy good, but I don't know. He hasn't had 1,000 yard season since 2019, so it's kind of just a bit odd to me that they kept him. Like, he's not bad for a third round guy, but like, he's not gonna carry your entire receiving core. I think he could be a good two if he had CD number one, Michael two, James three, Jalen four, Dennis and Cavante 5 and 6 is how I'd line it up. But that's not too bad. A little weak, but not horrible. But then right below him we got Simi Fehoko. He hasn't done much. He's caught a couple of preseason touchdowns. That's it. And then they got Noah Brown. He's been in depth here since 2017. He's only had 425 yards in 50 games, so he hasn't done too much. but he's been around for a while, and he's a 7th round draft pick. So being here for 6 years is pretty good. And all right, we're gonna move on to tight end now, and we're gonna start out with Dalton Schultz here. I like this guy. He's been being used more as a pass catcher now. He had 78 catches for 808 yards last season, so that's pretty good. 8 touchdowns as well. Not bad at all. I picked him up in fantasy last season as like my third like emergency tight end guy, so hopefully maybe he could be that guy again. If he's like a free agent, that could be a good pickup, like sneaky guy to pick up. I don't know, I think he could be solid. And then under him, you got Payne Hendershot. He's an undrafted guy this year. He had a 14-yard touchdown catch in the preseason. Pretty nice, so hopefully he could do something. But they also have Jake Ferguson below him, battling it out. He was a 4th-round draft pick this year. He got at least 30 catches every year when he was in college, so hopefully he can get at least 30 catches or more here. You know, that'd be dope. And over 400 years, years, also over 400 yards every year. So that's pretty sick. But yeah, so they got a pretty good tight end room. I like these 3 guys they got here. Okay, now moving on to the tackles here. And to start out, we got Terrence Steele. He was drafted in 2020. He's okay. He improved a bit last year, but he had 8 penalties. And this Cowboys team had so many penalties. And this guy had 8 of them. And holy crap, there were just so many. Everybody had so many. So 8's not even like highest. But they need to fix that for sure. But this guy's not all bad. He only allowed 2 sacks on 910 snaps. Not all of them were pass plays, obviously, but still, it's pretty good. Below him, you got Tyron Smith. This dude is a legend. He's been on the team since 2011, and every year he's been killing it, and he's been a consistently good starter. It sucks that he got injured this year. Man, I don't know when he'll be back, but they got to get a replacement for him now. But he's just such a good lineman. Oh, man. Injuries suck. Below him, you got Josh Ball. He's their 4th-round pick in 2021. He's still developing. Maybe he'll get more playing time with the injury. Or they also signed Jason Peters, but he's 40. He's also, who knows what'll happen with that. But I don't know. Tyron Smith injury is a big loss for this line, and it sucks. But all right, now we got the safety, Donovan Smith. He's only 27. He's pretty good. Like, I think he's a solid player. He was a 6th-round draft pick in 2019, so he hasn't been like he's not in like his full prime or anything. Or I don't know. I guess his age kind of makes him. I don't know. But 2019, he hasn't been around for too long. He also got hurt, so I don't know. I think he's still a good player. And then below him, though, Israel Mukaumu. He's still developing. He was only in 4 games last year. He did have 2 nice interceptions in the preseason, so hopefully he could be something cool. Juwan Curse, he's depth for the Vikings from 2016 to 2019. And then he started 7 games for the Lions as well, but he never became something crazy on any other teams. But then, like, when he became here, he became a starter here. So that was pretty dope. He performed well with 101 tackles, 8 pass deflections, and 2 picks. Not bad at all. I saw a thing where he could also be rotated as linebacker if needed. So that's solid. Versatile guy. And then you got Malik Hooker here, right under. He was on the Colts from 2017 to 2020. He was pretty decent, but he got hurt in 2020 and wasn't re-signed. And then last year he was mostly depth for the Cowboys. But he did have 44 tackles, a pass deflection, and a pick. So I think he could be good if he stays healthy. He's still only 26. That's a solid safety, in my opinion. But they could always use an upgrade here. If I had to pick a spot for them to upgrade, it'd probably be safety. Oh, I almost skipped Marquise Bell. I forgot. He's an undrafted guy from this year. I hope he could do something and contribute. That'd be really dope. to see undrafted guys do like anything on offense or defense. And then you got Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. And these two guys right here, I think, are a really solid combo. A lot of people think Tony Pollard should get the rock way more than Ezekiel, and he should take over the starting rig or gig. But what I think is they should just keep him as a 1-2 punch, because Ezekiel Elliott had a quiet 1,000-yard season last year. He was pretty solid still, and he like consistently has 1,000-yard season. Like every year besides 2 years, he's had 1,000 yards, and he's pretty decently healthy. And I think this year he was looking better than he did the last 2 years. So I don't know. I still think Zeke is a freak. Zeke the freak. No, I don't know, but it's good to have Zeke and Tony. I think that's a great 1-2 punch. I picked up Tony Pollard in fantasy just because I thought it'd be a good idea. But I don't know. If you have a number one guy as your backup to a number one guy, like you got 2 number one running backs right here, in my opinion. They're really good. I like this 1-2 punch. And Rico down here, he's only had 7 carries for 24 yards. So I don't know. You don't really know much about him, but they do have a really good 1-2 punch right here with these two. Also, I don't want to forget to mention Tony Pollard could actually catch the ball pretty dang well as well. He had 39 catches for 337 yards, as well as 130 carries for 719 yards. That's pretty freaking good. That's probably why people want him to take the starting role. And now we got Dak Prescott. To me, he's a pretty decent QB. He's better than any of the quarterbacks the Broncos have had in the past 6 years. Besides probably Russell Wilson, of course, but you don't know how good he'll be. But yeah, he's pretty good. I'll take him over any of the guys Broncos started. So he missed a couple of open throws that I've seen, but I guess every quarterback does that. You can't really hold him accountable for that. He did have a pretty bad injury, which I feel really horrible for him. I'm glad to see him still playing and be able to bounce back from that. But I don't know. I think this year he'll probably do pretty dang good. And if he doesn't, then we'll have to question it a little bit. But this year, I want to see him do crazy. Kind of take the next step. I don't know. I think he can. I think he's pretty good. He needs to get better in a way. It's hard to explain with Dak. Kind of confusing. Brian Anger, he's an okay punter. He could boot the ball 60 yards for you. He was on the Bucks from 2012 to 2018. But yeah, he's okay. They drafted a couple of linemen here. Matt Waletetsko, he was their 5th round guy. I think he could be pretty solid. Maybe he has to take a little bit to develop more, but I saw that he does have a shoulder injury. Hopefully that doesn't affect him too much. And then they got Tyler Smith. This guy, he's pretty he's good size, young, mobile, but he had 16 penalties last year in college. For this guy having 16 penalties coming over to this team who had the most penalties last year, that doesn't look good. Hopefully they could fix it, but man, that's kind of funny. Now we got Leighton Vander Esch. This dude was amazing his rookie year in 2018. He was killing it. But then he got hurt in 2019, 2020, and it seemed like injuries just derailed his whole thing, his whole career. But I think he's gonna be good. Last year, I feel like he was okay and he's kind of warming up. This year will probably be back to his rookie form, like he has to be. He's still young, 26. I think he's gonna be crazy again. He has to be fully healed, fully ready to go. I'm excited to watch him again. And also, you got Micah Parsons under him. Leighton Vander Esch and Micah Parsons is the craziest freaking duo to me. Micah Parsons is a beast. In his rookie season, he had 13 sacks. This dude, He's freaking fast. He can tackle pretty good. He had 84 tackles total last year with 13 sacks. I had to repeat that because he's such a beast. Dallas drafted the right guy here with this dude. And then you got Devin Harper. He's another undrafted guy to make the roster. That's cool. I hope he can contribute somewhere, if it's special teams or even on the defense. That'd be awesome. And then you got below him Luke Guilford. He's been depth since 2019. He's okay. He's only had 23 tackles in 31 games, so not really game changing or nothing. And then under him, you got Jabril Cox. He's their 4th-round pick from 2021. He's only been in 7 games, having a total of 2 tackles, so he's kind of just a question mark still. Hopefully he could do something, get on the field. They signed Anthony Barr to a 1-year, $3 million deal, so it's not a long-term one or anything. He was a captain for the Vikings. He was on there from 2014 to 2021. So, I don't know. He was pretty solid for them. I liked him on there. But, yeah, he's gone now. Now he's here. I think Vikings fans liked him. But, I don't know. I think he's good. He'll probably do good here for a year. Or maybe if they want to sign him for one more. But I think he's only going to be here for a year. Connor McGovern is their 3rd-round pick from 2019. He's okay. In 2020, he allowed 3 sacks on 606 snaps. 2021, he allowed 1 on 499 snaps. Again, they're not all pass plays or whatever, but still, that's pretty good. He could be a good rotation guy, if anything. But penalties. Gotta avoid the penalties. But below him, you got Zach Martin, a dude who is another beast on this offensive line. He's started every game since 2014, except for, I guess, 2020. He missed 6 games. But besides that, he started every other game since 2014. And he's been, solid crazy ever since, every game. He's freaking awesome. I like this dude a lot. They definitely have, or always have a solid line. Unless it gets, decimated by injuries, they have a really good offensive line, all the time. And below him, I guess, I forgot to talk about Matt. He's just a rotation piece. He's only in 12 games last year, so you don't really know what he really is too much. John Ridge right here, he's their 5th-round pick this year. He's a good run stopper. Could probably do something here, add some run-stopping ability and such, Below him is Osa Odigahizua. He had 36 total tackles last year, 2 sacks. He's still developing. This would just be year 2 or 3 for him. I think it's 2. But yeah, he'll probably be okay. Yeah, and then you got Tristan Hill below him. He's a 2nd-round pick in 2019, and he hasn't really lived up to that pick at all. He hasn't even really been a starter. This probably will be his last year. In 3 years, he's only had half a sack and 27 tackles. For a 2nd-round pick, that's just not good. Yeah, I don't think they'll sign him to a long term. Below him, though, you got Neville Gallimore. He's a 3rd-round pick from 2020. He had a pretty good rookie season, but he got hurt last year. So if he comes back, I hope he could bounce back pretty good. And I bet it could be even better than his rookie season, but you never know. But, yeah, I think he'll be good. Below him, you got Quinton Bohannon. He's a 6th-round pick in 2021. I think it's cool if you're a late-round guy and you're still on the roster, so kudos to him for being there on the roster. Sam Williams is their 2nd-round draft pick this year. Hopefully he can help with the pass rushing. He should be pretty good at that. So, especially with Micah Parsons on the other side, this guy's probably going to feast a little bit. Below him, you got DeMarcus Lawrence. This is another beast on the team. He's been here from 2014, or he's been here since 2014. He's a beast. He did get hurt last year, but before that, he was playing well with 3 sacks, 21 tackles. But, I don't know, he could get double-digit sacks if he's healthy. And, yeah, dude, this dude's a freak. Chauncey Golston under him, he's another rotation guy. He had 32 tackles on a sack last year. He's okay. Dante Fowler, it's kind of crazy. He was on the Jaguars for 3 years, on the Rams, on the Falcons. But then now he's here. He's been pretty solid, but not crazy game changing. I guess worth the big contracts or anything, but he's pretty solid. Terrell Basham, he was on the Colts and the Jets from 2017 through 2020, and he was okay. But I think he was better when he was on the Cowboys, but not like crazy, crazy. I don't know, good rotation guy. And then you got Dorrance under him. He's a 4th-round pick in 2018. Another good, like, rotation guy, in my opinion. Pretty solid. And then to start the cornerback room, you got Nashawn Wright. He's an interesting player. We haven't really seen too much out of him, but he's a pretty good athlete. He picked off Drew Lock in the preseason, funny enough. I think he could probably be something good. I like him. He's 6'4". I think he'd be something good. I got Jordan Lewis under him. He's been here since 2017. He's pretty solid. He allowed 56 catches out of 81 targets last year, which it's not horrible, but I mean, it could be better. Yeah, I like him. He's pretty solid. Under him, you got Kelvin Joseph. He's a 2nd-round pick in 2021. He's still developing. He allowed 7 catches on 15 targets last season, but he's still developing. You got to see the field a little bit more before you know who he truly is. Below him, you got Trayvon Diggs. We know who this man is. He knows how to pick people off. He had, 11? Yeah, he had 11 picks last year. Like, that was freaking wild. The only thing, like, bad about that is he still got burned. Like, this man got burned a few times. He allowed 55 catches out of 96 targets. Like, he had 11 interceptions, but he still had 96 targets. So they weren't scared because they knew people could burn him. Like, he's a good corner, don't get me wrong. But the 11 interceptions could be, like, misleading in a way. I don't know. He's really good. But let's see what happens this season. Okay, now under him is Anthony Brown. He's been there since 2016. He's a 6th-round guy. They have a lot of late-round guys who contribute a lot, so that's cool to see. But he's not really game-changing, but he does contribute, so that's cool. Below him is Deron Bland. He's a 5th-round pick this year. He's a good athlete. He made a good couple preseason plays, including one where he broke up a touchdown pass. So maybe he could be a good red zone guy or good special teams or anything, anything. Tyler Beatis, this guy he committed 11 penalties last year. That is just gross. Another guy with a high amount of penalties. I swear, if this Cowboys team has a lot of penalties again this year, I'm going to be sad. But alright. I mean, he didn't allow a single sack on 1,200 snaps, though. So that's a bright side. But yeah. Well, that's the 53-man roster. Here's the injured people. Here's the practice squad. They got Will Greer. They got Malik Jefferson, Cooper Rush, Brandon Smith, Carlos Watkins, Jason Peters, and yeah, all those guys. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. This has been the Cowboys roster breakdown. Thank y'all for watching, and go watch some of my other stuff. What are you doing still here? Peace.